Hello again, it's Tuppence and this is another Froggy Friday video. Several weeks ago I used this shaker charm kit to make a little frog bag charm. It has these cute animal heads which will sit on top of interchangeable hearts, and I used the frog obviously for Froggy Friday. So I am going to make another bag charm, but I'm going to make it slightly differently. I'm just going to use these hearts. I'm not using the heads or the acetate, which all comes in your kit. I am going to use a couple of the hearts, and I've got this other mould that is full of kawaii frogs. I'm going to use this cute little guy on the end, but I think you can see just how chunky he is. He's pretty deep, and there is no way that he is going to fit into this shaker mould. It's just far too thin. Even if I did manage to get the lid on that, there isn't any way that he's going to be shaking around in there. So I have an idea to fix that. I'm going to need to make my polymer clay frog, and I also want to make some confetti just by using these 3 little hearts that are in there. So I'll make those out of UV resin. So to start, I'm going to make the polymer clay frog, and then he can cook while I carry on with the rest of it. I'm going to be using some polymer clay that I got from the works. It comes as a pack of 10, and as you can see it was only £2. So I've mixed the 2 greens that are in here, a pale green and a slightly darker one, to give me a kind of mid-tone. So I'm going to knead the 2 colours together and condition the clay at the same time. This is hopefully going to make it a little bit softer and more workable. I'm used to using air dry clay or even the foam clay, and it is a lot more mouldable than this. So I'm going to add some of this liquid Sculpey in the hope that this will make it easier to shape and push into that mould. So I'm just going to apply a bit to the clay, and then I'll knead that in the same way as I did with the colours. And that definitely feels a lot better. So I'm going to stuff this into the mould and just push it in with my fingers, trying to make sure that I get all of that squished down onto the bottom so that it can pick up all of the detail. And I'm just going to use my nail to push on the back, try and flatten that out and make sure that it is full. And I think that is looking pretty good. Just try and neaten the back up, and then this mould's very flexible, so I just need to pop that out of the mould. And he is so cute. So he needs to go in the oven and cook. The instructions are on the back of the pack, and it says 130 for 15 to 25 minutes depending on how thick it is. And while he's cooling, I'll work on the heart. I'm trying out some new UV resin. This is from Craft Resin. I absolutely love their epoxy. It is a low viscosity UV resin, and I'm going to put a tiny bit into this silicone cup. I want to mix up a little bit of red UV resin so that I can make some heart confetti using the sprinkles that are on this mould. So I'm just going to scrape off what's on this tip and then use that to mix in. That's far too pink though, so I think I am going to need to get a little bit more. Just want a drop to come out. Make sure I mix all that colour in, and that is a much better red. Now I can drop this a little bit at a time into these tiny hearts. I do want them slightly domed, so I'll just keep building it up using the silicone brush until I'm happy. Doesn't take very much resin at all. Now I'm going to take my torch and I'm going to cure them partly, about 15 seconds or so. They're very, very small and very thin, so it doesn't take long. I'm going to remove them from the mould and I'll pop them on top of the other heart. Then I can carry on building up some more. Once I've got enough, I'm going to make sure that they're spaced out evenly on this heart and none of them are touching. And then I can pop this underneath the UV lamp so that they all cure together. Alright, those are all cured, and I've got about 12 of those in there, so that's my confetti. And now I can start to fill my mould. I'm going to drip the UV resin down the sides, and I'm going to fill this a little bit at a time. Now because this is a low viscosity, hopefully it should flow down into the bottom pretty well. It's really important that the edge doesn't have any bubbles where I'm going to join the 2 pieces together, especially as I'm going to be filling this with the baby oil and I don't want any possibility that it could leak out. So I'm going to run the mic brush stick around and weed out any bubbles. I'm going to give it a quick blast of the heat gun just to get rid of any bubbles that I might have put in there, and then I can pop this underneath my curing machine and cure it from both sides for 3 minutes. That's nice and cured, and I can add another layer to the back, and this is going to be a glitter layer. So some more craft UV resin. I'm going to use two types of glitter, and the first one's going to be Dazzling Diamonds. This is from Stampin' Up. It's ultra fine glitter. It's holographic, and I really love this. This pot seems to go on forever. And now I'm going to add my, at the moment, all-time favourite, which is the Chunky Hex Glitter. It's the opalescent one. I got this from Temu. I am definitely going to have to find a bigger pot. So I'm going to mix that together, and I haven't mixed up very much because I just need enough to cover the back. And then I want to give it another coat of resin because it's going to be a little bit lumpy. So I want to give it enough room that I can add a smooth coat over the back. Just scrape all of this out of the pot because you don't waste glitter. And then I can smooth this out across the surface. So this is not going to be completely opaque. It will be slightly translucent, but you should have a really nice glittery shine. I'm going to add a little bit more UV resin so that this flows a bit more easily. Whoops. Make sure I spread it to all of the edges. It's looking so pretty, and then I'll cure that underneath the lamp. Okay, that is nice and cured now, and if I lift it up you can see it is a little bit chunky on that surface, so I have left enough room for this final top coat. I'm not going to put very much on, just enough to make sure that it's nice and smooth. Alright, I'm just going to gently push that out to the sides with my silicone tool. Try not to get any overspill, and I don't want to add any bubbles. And so far I'm really liking this craft resin. It flows nicely and it doesn't seem to hold very many bubbles. So yeah, I recommend this. It's really nice. So I'm going to concentrate on the outer edge now and make sure that I get that resin to meet right up to the edge. And because I put that glitter layer on there before and it was slightly chunky, there's lots of sort of dips and divots where there might be some bubbles hiding. And I've got to make sure that the resin does sit down in them and it's nice and flat. And then I'm going to let that sit for just a second. I'm going to grab my long neck lighter and pop any of the bubbles that have risen up to the surface. And then I can pop this underneath my UV lamp. Okay, this is now ready for demold. Pop it out of the mould, and it does stick a little bit because of all that texture, but it comes off pretty easy. And that looks pretty good. I don't have any bubbles along that edge, which was the key important thing. But I do want to cover up that texture because otherwise the little charms that I put in there, they'll get caught on all of those ridges. So I'm going to put down a layer of resin, and I do want it to be really thin, just enough to even out the surface and cover up that texture. So again, I need to make sure that I scoot this around, smooth it out, and try and get rid of any bubbles because there's an awful lot of right angles. So I'll speed this up, and once I have the bottom covered, I'm going to pop this underneath the UV lamp and cure it once more. I've used the same mould to repeat the process, only this time because this is going to be the front of the shaker, I need to keep it all clear. I'm going to cover up the texture in the same way with a thin layer of UV resin. I need to make sure that there are no bubbles. There's a lot of really tight areas here, so I'm just using the silicone tool to wheedle those bubbles out. Once I've brought the bubbles to the surface, I'm going to really quickly pop them with a long neck lighter. I'll add a little bit more resin so that it smooths out, and then I can cure this under my lamp. Well, despite my best efforts, I have got a load of bubbles along this top edge. And I think it was when I put that last layer in, but they're really visible from this side. So I'm going to deal with that by drilling through to expose the holes, and then I can fill them up with resin and they should disappear. Now I'm going to drill from this side, even though the bubbles are furthest away from here. I don't want to add any more resin to the inside, but I am going to be adding a whole layer of resin on this side and slightly doming it. So this is the best way to do this. So this is a little hand drill. I'm going to keep drilling until I open up that bubble, and then I'll be able to top it up with some resin. So I'm going to open up quite a few holes. Then when you start pouring the resin in, the air has somewhere to escape. Otherwise, if you just drill one hole, it's really difficult to get the air out. So I'm going to fast forward this and I'll let you see what I mean. Periodically, I'm going to clean away any of the dust and check to see whether I've opened up enough of a hole by seeing if I can stick the brush in there. I think I need to open it up a little bit more, so I'm going to carry on. Okay, I have opened up quite a few holes and I'm just using a paintbrush to get rid of any of the dust that might be in them. You can see it does generate an awful lot of dust, which is why I am wearing a dust mask. It's important that you do so. I'm just going to take this dry paper towel and clean up any of that dust and remove it off of the surface. And then hopefully when I pour the UV resin on, these bubbles and the holes are going to magically disappear. I'm going to start by adding a few drops of resin on top of those holes. And then I'm going to take a micro brush stick and push them into the holes. I'm going to try and force the resin in and the air out. I think you can see the bubbles as I'm pushing in one side. There are bubbles coming up on the other side. So it's just a case of keep working it until you get all of the resin in and the holes have gone. Once I've got most of the bubbles out, I'm going to add another layer of UV resin on the top. And then I can carry on forcing that into the holes and chasing the bubbles out. You can see a lot of the bubbles have already disappeared. There are some little stubborn ones, but I do need to be careful that I don't break off the end of the microbrush stick and leave that in one of the holes. That would be worse than the bubbles. Okay, now I can just top this up, smooth everything out, and then once this is all nice and flat, there is a stubborn little bubble in there. Once this is nice and flat, I can pop this underneath my UV lamp and cure this, and this should be the final layer. We can have a look and see what it looks like once this is cured. And it's looking pretty good. I do have a few bubbles still there, just along that edge, but to be honest with you, they are not bad and I can live with them. Alright, so now I can join this together. I've got my other piece here and they're going to fit together like this and it will create this really deep shaker. But before I do that, I want to drill some holes in there. I'm going to need 2 holes. I'm going to want one for the little hook that's going to go in the center, and then I'll drill another one on the side here that's going to allow me to put in the baby oil. I'm going to do that before I put them together, because then if it generates any mess, any resin dust, which it will, it's not going to get trapped inside the container. So I've got my drill, just going to turn that on. I'm going to drill one on the top of one of the heart arches. Clean away any of the dust. To hang it, I've got a little eyelet and I'm just going to find a drill bit that measures the same width as that screw. And then I can slot this into my handy dandy little drill. I'm going to drill a hole right in the center of that heart. And then I'll clean off any dust and I can screw the eyelet in. Once that's screwed in, I'm going to use a little bit of UV resin to seal it on both the inside and the outside. That way there is no chance of any oil leaking out. So I'm just going to apply a couple of drops on the inside. Use my torch to partially cure it, and I'll seal it on the outside as well. Again, I will partially cure it with the torch, and then I'm going to pop this underneath my UV lamp to cure fully. Before I can put my shaker together, I need to paint my frog. He is fully baked and cooled down, and I'm going to use some of these acrylic paint markers to give him a little bit of colour. I may need to use a couple of coats to get the colour that I want. I'm going to let them dry, and then I'm going to use a UV nail gel to give this top coat. I want to make sure that I seal in all that paint, and then it's ready to go into my shaker. Here he is, he's super shiny. I'm going to put him in the middle, and then I'm going to add the hearts. And that's all I'm going to add to this. I don't like to add glitter, that tends to stick to everything. I'm going to use the Let's Resin UV bonding resin to seal the 2 pieces together, and I'm going to paint that all the way around the edge, making sure that I get all of that edge covered. Then I can put the other piece on top and seal that in place. I'm going to make sure that it's lined up and that it isn't moving. And then I'm going to use the UV torch that comes with the UV resin bonding kit to cure it partially so that it won't move when I pick it up, and then I put it underneath my lamp for a full cure. That's cured and bonded, and the frog is still moving around in there, as so is the hearts. Before I fill this up with any oil, I want to make sure that this really is sealed all the way around, so I'm going to coat the outside with some UV resin. This may not be a necessary step, but believe you me, I would rather do this than clean up any leaking oil. But I do need to be careful that I don't cover up that hole. I started out using the silicone brush to paint over the seam, especially around this area, but eventually I just used my finger to smear some resin on. I am going to be covering the sides up afterwards, so it doesn't really matter what they look like as long as it's sealed. With that extra layer of protection around, it was time to test it and fill it up. I put the baby oil in a needle nose bottle, and then I can put that in the hole and start to fill it up. As the oil starts to fill, I'm going to tip it so that the hole is most upright and the air can escape through that. But I am going to leave a small bubble in there. Once I'm happy, I'm going to clean this off with a cloth with some alcohol on it to make sure that there is no oil residue on the outside. Then I've got to seal the hole, so I'm going to use a blob of UV bonding resin. Just put that directly over the hole, and it's too small for it to seep through. I can use my torch to cure that, and that is sealed. But I am going to give this another coat of UV resin over the top, just to be doubly sure. I'm going to give the front a dome coat. This will help to magnify what's inside and also get rid of any of the fingerprints that I might have left behind in the making of. I'm using a brush to spread it out to the side, and it's already looking tons better. Look at that little guy in there, he's so cute. I'm going to cure it, and then I can add some rhinestone around the edges. I just need to measure my rhinestone first, and miraculously it is exactly the right width, so I just need to find out what length I need, and I'm just doing that by wrapping it around. Right, so I need to get the backing off this, and that's going to take me a few minutes, so let me tell you what Froggy Friday is all about. It's a weekly collaboration with a theme that is all about frogs. It was created by Lisa Girl in the Garage and Karen of the Dragon's Cave, and it's ably assisted by Loula, Nerd Goblin Art, Tim Base Resonator, and Gert Creates. A large variety of Froggy creations are welcome, and if you check out the description box below, you will find the playlist where you can see all the frogs that everyone has created. Alright, after measuring this round, I want this to snug right up to that hook in the middle, so I'm removing the fourth gem, just snipping that out to create a little recess, and that hopefully will tuck around that post. You can see that that just tucks around that little hook, and now I can run this around, sticking it as I go. This has got a 3M glue on it. It is super strong, and I'm not going to worry at all about this coming off. It's going to be another added layer keeping this oil in. So I'm just going to stick this, guiding it round with my fingers. Now it is a little sticky, so once I've got this on, I can cover this with either mica powder or glitter, and that will remove that stickiness. But this video is already long enough, so I'm going to do that at a later date. Just need to make sure that this is all lined up and cut off the excess, and again make a recess, and this will be pretty much done. And that's it done. I'm just going to add a hook so that I can hang it onto my bag. But quite frankly, this is going to be so much fun just to play with. It's just got a lobster claw. I need to hook that through the hole, and there you go. So he floats around in there pretty well. His head is a little top heavy, so he tends to be doing somersaults, but it's pretty cute. I think the hearts, I should have domed them on both sides instead of just the one. Some of them are sticking to the edges. They've suctioned themselves in place, but I'm pretty sure he'll knock them loose if I shake this around enough. I think this is pretty cute, and I hope you do too. If you do, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Comment, share, subscribe if you haven't. It's free, and you will help my channel, and you'll be able to come back and see what I'm going to make next time. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.